In this life, it seems all hope is gone. Yes, crying in the midnight, going to the Lord in prayer to wash me white as snow. See, ladies and gentlemen, as I told you before, I used to be in the choir. I was one of the best of the best. No, I wasn't a choir director. Didn't want to be one of those floozy, poozy, softy, broken wrist, strange beta men. No. No, I was pretty much the best, or did my best at everything that I have done or that I have put my hands on. So in the church, I really applied myself. No, I don't sing the best. I'm not trying to show off. But I did get several requests because some people, I get a lot of people saying they got a pretty nice voice, a decent voice, handsome voice. And a lot of women, they fumble over themselves just to hear me talk instead of listen to the message, which I prefer for them to do. But I get a lot of positive mail, if you want to accept that or not. I don't use the word believe. I'm using the word accept. Did you hear I did that? So I deprogram myself. So the word is accept. Okay. But the thing is, the talents that you may have, whether it's dancing, singing, or being a creator, you being creative, you do arts and crafts, you're into graphic arts, right? You're good at algorithms or computers or whatever that you do, whatever your talent that is given to you are passed down from your ancestors or your parents, or you're 6'5" or 4 or whatever else, and you're a basketball player, whatever the situation is. A lot of times we need to understand that those talents can be used for the wrong reason. It can be used for the program construct. It can be used towards something negative in which you would think that it is positive. Now, why did I give you that example? I'm going to tell you. We're going to talk deep about a subject here. And I've spoken about this before in one of my audios. And I think the title was like, the older generation failed the younger generation. Something of that nature. But I'm going to go in depth further with this. Because I have conversations with elders all the time, and I give them my just due respect. I was in an interview not too long ago with an elder, and as we speak, I'm going to edit it and fix it up and make it presentable for you so you can hear the conversation that I'm having with this older person. And I begin to ask them questions about how they think life is. And this person about 60 something years old, and they're old, they're of the age where they should know something. So I'm gonna fix that up. I'm gonna package it really nice, and I'm gonna give it to you so you can actually hear us. But in the meantime, I'm gonna give you this audio as a title, or as a beginning session here. See, someone would ask, how come you're still not in the church, Mr. LCM Morpheus? That is Leon C. Morpheus. And how come you don't want to use your talents or whatever that's what you have going on with yourself for something else? Actually, I do. There's a lot of things I do in my personal world that I'm not going to share with you, and it's none of your business. None of your damn business, as a matter of fact. But however, there was a time when I was in the church, and I did something that a lot of you probably don't do and probably should do and probably have done before, but you need to open up your damn eyes. Okay? And I look at the people who are there. And one of the days that really caught my attention, I said this before in one of my audios, and I'll never forget because I'm going to bring it to you again until you get the drift. It was on a Father's Day. Church Day was on a Father's Day, and it landed on Sunday. And I always thought of God as a Father, you know, Heavenly Father, dear Heavenly Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Yeah, I know about all that. Blah, blah, blah. Fart, fart, smack, smack. Give me diarrhea. Nonsense, backwards walking, I'm a slave sort of idea. Okay? But, however, so I thought that way years ago. And so when Father's Day came around, I was the most excited because I was looking forward to a fiery sermon. I was looking forward for the pastor to come busting through the door and really giving his best sermon and praise to God. Listen, y'all need to listen carefully. I had my tambourine ready. I had my suit nice and creased. I didn't care about getting messy. I was ready to shout it out. I was ready to hear something that was going to make me feel good. Did you hear what I just said? Feel good. Feel good. Because that's what the church do. Feel good. Emotions. I was looking forward to them to not only thank the fathers in the church, but to thank the Heavenly Father, which they call God all the time. The Heavenly Father, the biggest father of all fathers, which would be God. Am I right or wrong? Huh? If you say God is a he, and God have birthed humanity or the society, then it comes the reason that you're talking about the number one father of all fathers. So that means on Father's Day, he should get the most praise. Am I right or am I wrong? So I was expecting this as a teenager. I was really looking for this, but to make a long story short, as I sat down waiting for the boom to come in, you know, I was waiting for the excitement. I mean, I was waiting for the amazement to occur, for great testimonies to come across. You know what I found, ladies and gentlemen? Let me tell you what I found that you don't get to see, but I'm going to share it with you today. You get to see, but I'm going to help open up your eyes. They wanted this, and I'm going to hurt some feelings today, and don't get me wrong, I'm not doing this to disrespect my elders. All right? I respect those who are older than me. I respect my elders. I know what you've been through. You don't have to sit up here and put something dumb on the comment, because I understand that it wasn't easy in the past. I know that there was no internet. I know you had black and white television. There was no such thing as a dumb phone that you call smart. It's not smart, it's dumb because you use it too much. So it's dumb now. Okay. The automobiles was different. There was probably, what do you call that? There was no cruise control in your car. No power steering. What else? There was a lot of things that the older people didn't have that we have today. The internet wasn't so big. The Dell computers was just it was a green screen. I remember. It was a green screen. They have pictures on it. You say, oh, use that old. Look it up on the internet, bozo. It's there. They got pictures of old Dell computers back in 1985, back in 1980. If you look at it, strange. You know, it wasn't even all the way white. They made the computer with like gray plastic. I mean, not gray, but like very tan plastic. Look all dingy and everything. The keys was big and bulky. The screen looked like Space Age or something like that. And all you guys, this little white dot going on the screen. And Apple, don't let me get started on Apple. The graphics was so terrible. The pixels was so wide out. When you look at this Apple, look all smudged on the screen. It was a very old time. You couldn't get a lot on that. Then there's floppy disks, right? You know, schools didn't have officers there. You just had the principals, the school teachers, and you had the janitor. There was paddling back in the old days where you have the janitor will paddle you if you get out of line, or the gym teacher or the teacher. It was a very different time. I understand. Don't let me get on the basketball players, and their shorts look so high up, look like they were walking around in underwears. Yeah, I know. I remember. I get all that. I remember the times. You know, if you look at the basketball players back in 1980, back in 75, or Even somewhere around 1985, they didn't look the same as they look today. You'd be ashamed the way that they walk around like, dude, pull your underwears down, or your your shorts, not underwears. Pull your shorts down because they look so hiked up. That's what I mean. And so it was a different time. They got high water socks. The socks went all the way up to their ankles and their knees, right? All over to their knees, like they're flooding. There were bell bottoms, there were afros, there were all sorts of crazy dress attire during that time. Then you got the 1969. Now let me go back there. That's some good old days, right? So the point of the matter is, you don't have to tell me that times have changed, because that's like, duh, no duh. So I don't mean no disrespect, right? But the point of the matter is this. There's something at a loss with the generation that we have today for a reason I told you before. The old soldiers let go. They didn't fight hard enough. Regardless of what you think, you say, well, there was this and there was that excuse. The government came in, then they dropped drugs in this community, and the black people were disenfranchised and blah blah blah. You know what? Just do me a favor. I'm gonna try to be real nice to you right now. Don't play stupid over here, because I told you before, and let me remind you, there is no sloth in this Academy of Wildman. If you are, I am going to roast your donkey and piglet ass on broad social media for being stupid. We're not dumb over here. We're adults. We know about the history. What I am doing today, as I always do, is hold people accountable for what they could have done, not what they couldn't do. If you're in a wheelchair, if you are epileptic, if you are prone to seizures, all right, you can't remember nothing, you got Alzheimer's and you're 20 years old, if you've been wounded in the war, okay, it's irrelevant. We know that you can't pass on your information or do whatever you can for your coming people or the youth or those around you. What I'm talking about is those who could have done something to help the next generation. And I said this before, when you are 60 years old and there's a 30-year-old man or guy, the 60-year-old should know something that the 30-year-old never knew. Their number one excuses most times when I talk to an older person or ancestor is, well, I just didn't have the time, or that's not my responsibility. Those aren't my kids. It's not my business. Let me go ahead and curl up in my own island and mind my own life. I don't need to be concerned about what's going on in the world. But yet, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, shut your mouth and listen. Pump your brakes for a second. Remember, everything branches from a seed, right? Let's say, for example, you have an apple tree. That apple tree starts from a seed. Where does that seed go? In the ground, the root, the soil. Am I correct? So you have an older person who inspires pretty much anybody or everybody, whatever that they come across in the 60 or 70 years of their life, or 80 for some, okay? You create a world from yourself. Whether they are your child, whether they are your friend, your associate, your wife, whoever you encounter, you're going to create an energy from that person to the next person because of what you have seeded or soiled within their life. So a lot of older ancestors or older people are the fallen soldiers, as I like to call them. We're going to keep that as a definition, the fallen soldiers who willingly gave up the fight. Will tell you or me, as they're 60 or 65 years old, it's none of my business. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. Why would I want to talk or teach or preach to people and they're not going to listen to me any way? Well, let's talk about this, Mr. Bozo, because I'm going to set you straight for a second. Okay? Whether you like it or not, if you are an occupational worker and if you are 60 years old, if you worked in the union and you turn 65, if you work for I was going to say it, let me stop. If you work for other people, if you, wherever you was, whether you was in prison for like 65, whatever it was, you came in contact with other people against your free will, against your better choice, against what you have otherwise predicted to do or not to do. So regardless if you want to encounter people or not, you have encountered people for 60 something damn years. You ain't got no excuse. You know what it's called? Laziness. It's called laziness. Another thing that I despise besides the sloth is a very lazy person and want to throw their accountability on someone else. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this interview that I'm going to create for you. I'm going to listen. I might tag it the same title as what I have on this one, but y'all need to check that one out because this older dude, listen, I need y'all to check this older dude had the nerve to say, and it was a black older dude. Now, this is no attack to any black person, okay? This was one out of all of you, okay? So it was only one of you. He had the nerve to sit here and blame all his faults on white people. Honestly, and I'm sitting there talking to him and I had to be as calm as possible. As calm as possible. Because that was one of the first things that came out of his mouth. Well, you know, we can't chastise our kids because white people, they took your ability of spanking your child and they said they was going to put you in prison or jail if you whoop your own child. Just completely a zombie-act, excuse my French, dummy. Again, holding somebody else accountable. How are you going to hold somebody else accountable for your own responsibilities? If you've been here for 60 something damn years and you're still blaming everything on white people or the government or other systems, you got a problem and you need to get some help immediately. So instead of giving him my Morpheus uppercut and suplex, because I know he's an elder, he's an older person, I try to be as I won't say respectful, but as calm as possible, because I understand that he got his own life, and he can't only handle so much. And I'm a younger guy, and I know a lot. You know, I know about what's going on in the new world, and I came a long way. So I had to be very easy with him and tell him, well, you know, actually, why would you say that? And it's your child. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say that again, because some of y'all just, let me say it again, okay? Because y'all need to hear me out loud and clear. Wherever you send your child, listen, wherever you go and you have a child or children or a culture, culture, whatever you got that is stemmed from you, you are responsible for that. So once again, we get an older person who never broken from the chains around his brain, if he got one, to realize that the matter of his situation or even his culture is a very fact that him and others probably around his age didn't do a good enough job. And the first thing that want to come out of their mouth is, oh, it's white people's fault. It's because of what white people are doing. Bozo, there ain't a white person sitting in your house, on your table, or on your chair, telling you what not to do and what to do for your child. When that child comes into your house, they're in your custody. They're underneath your guidance. They're on your rule book. They are on your regiment. How are you going to blame somebody else to raise your culture and it's your culture? What the hell are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Let me go back to my first story before I lose you, because I know I jumped off the beat for a minute here. So let me go back to this church situation. Then I'm going to get back, okay? So as I was sitting there, This old guy, they had this old so-called father. I suppose he was a father because he was a minister, and it was Father's Day, so they wanted the father to come up and speak for to a sermon, right? For a sermon. And he walked up there. He got this gray old suit on. He got more gray than I could imagine. You know, beard is all ashy and everything. He's barely walking up there on a cane, right? And every word that came out of his mouth, I promise you, I told you I hate sloths, right? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? It took him about 5 minutes to say at least 2 or 3 words. No, I kid you not, 5 or 10 minutes. And here I am sitting here, a young man. I'm looking for praise. I'm looking for excitement. I'm looking for life. I'm looking for everything that you claim God to offer, right? And here I am. I got my Bible down on the side. I'm getting ready to grab my drumsticks. I want to jump on the drum set and really do some stuff. And here he is. In Genesis chapter 5. Verses 23. And God said that. And bear with me for a minute, church. Bear with me for a minute. Here, licking his fingers, trying to turn the pages, right? Trying to turn the pages. Bear with me for a second. The chapter is here somewhere. And it's going to be here, and maybe it's in Ezekiel 42. Okay. This went on and on and on the entire service. After about 10 minutes, I found myself, ladies and gentlemen, waking up in the pew from falling to sleep. From falling asleep. You could, yes, I was a young man, but I was pissed because guess what? I was honorable. Whether you want to accept it or not. I didn't say believe, once again, accept. Whether you want to accept it or not, I really cared about what they said in the church. I really cared. I was really listening. I was waiting for the miracle, as what people say. I'm youthful. I'm ready to go. And I'm waking up. Never happened before in history of the time where I was in the church. Even as a child. If I was a baby, probably so. But as a teenager, I was a tambourine standing up, tight shirt on, looking like Forrest Gump, ready to do the thing. That was the most disappointing part. One of the major disappointing parts of religion, or my experience ever, that I'll never forget. I never, ever in my entire life returned back to that church, nor even respected them. And I've seen something else that I'm not even going to get into, but some of y'all may get my drift. I'm not going to go. Now that I'm ready for that. Y'all not ready for that. The whole point as well is, I got to hold back, so I was going to say something. I got to be careful of what I say because some of y'all ridiculous here in America. All I seen was old people around the whole church. I woke up immediately. Now, when I woke up, here's the thing. Not only was I upset, I looked around the church. Old man on the pulpit talking from an anthropomorphic mythical book, first of all, and really pissing me off. Right? And I would say 80% of the congregation was all old people. I thought I was in a mortuary. As a matter of fact, I immediately thought that I was actually in the grave there. I was around a grave site because you got all these people with tight suits on and their monkey suits looking very stupid. You got old women in the front aisle with these fruit bowl hats on. You got these middle-aged men, in the back of in the middle of the church, farting and passing gas, and trying to cover it up. You got women who want to put their finger up to walk through the aisle to go to the bathroom so they can adjust their whatever they have going on underneath there. And I'm watching all this, and I see the kids just fiddling around, and half of them were asleep. And I begin to ask myself, why the hell am I here? What is this? I'm like, this can't be. What is going on here? This cannot be life here. Y'all call this life? Y'all call this, you supposed to be praising God or giving thanks to the universe, and not once. Oh, this was terrible, ladies and gentlemen. This is terrible. What really peeved me off? Not once did any of the ministers or the church give thanks to God for being the ultimate father of all fathers. It's one thing to give thanks to a human being or a male to be a father of their kid for a certain year. Yeah, congratulations, good job. You give thanks. Let me give you some gifts. You know, walk them down the aisle and give them all of the honors, because men need their honor. They deserve it. Men make good fathers. Then mothers make good mothers. But I'm not going to go there because y'all not ready for that. Y'all not ready for that. But fathers are needed. They are required, and they are amazing. Yeah, I said it. Fathers are amazing, and they should be, and they raise their kids up quite well, statistically, scientifically, and by facts. A father can be a wonderful father if they're in a picture of their child's life, no matter what the situation is. Okay, so put your shut to the up. But however, none of that things was given to God. None of it was. They were all going by the protocol. And as a matter of fact as well, every time there was a praise service, and there's praise services, it was controlled. It was clipped down to a matter of, hurry up, we only got a certain amount of hours, so hurry up and get done with your testimony so we can get on to the offering. Then the offering to the announcements, and the announcements, y'all can leave the door, and you leave the door unfulfilled. You'll leave the church without an answer. You'll leave the church as if you, why would you there? What was the whole point? It was the most atrocious, most horrific, and the worst experience I've ever experienced in the church denomination or religion. Woke me up. And then I began to do my research and go around town and cities and stuff like that, and begin to travel and notice in every other churches as well, 80% old people. Over there, 80% old people. Dang. New Baptist, 80% old people. Oh my God, what's going on? Cathedral, old people. Catholic faith, mostly old people. Younger people are being programmed. You can tell that by looking in their eyes. Look like a zombie already. They ain't even the age of 17. Poor girl and boy. But the rest of them, old people standing there with shaggy beard on. Like, dang, what? Like, what is going on here? Program. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and break this down for you. I've noticed something that we need to take an account of. And here's the fact, when you bridge it onto what's going on today and all my studies and things that I brought to your attention. And again, I'm going to give you more evidence with this, with the interview that I'm going to give you. So just bear tight, listen to this, and check out the interview that I'm going to put up here, okay, for you. There's a lot of evidence that prove me, as your professor, to be absolutely correct. That the reason why the country is the way it is, why our children aren't properly, I won't say educated in the form of academia, as in school, but the form of home, the form of positive tradition, the form of keeping them in line and in order, is a lot of the older people did not really pay attention to what was going on. They did not try hard. They didn't focus as they should have. See, the older man that I had a conversation with, he immediately began to blame it on the schools. Well, they put computers in the classroom. They wanted to computerize everything. They got robots everywhere. And here he is, 60. Listen, you are 60-something damn years old, and you're going to blame it on the school system, but you had 60 years to get it right. Are you effing kidding me? Are you kidding me? So you mean to tell me that because the school system programs your child a certain way, because the society changed how you are supposed to raise your child a certain way, because the government may give you a certain mandate, You don't think that when that child comes home, you have no authority and no rule? Then why are you their parent? Or first of all, why do you have kids if you feel like you're completely, yeah, I said feel because you only feel, you don't think. Yeah, morons don't think, you only feel. You're in your emotional, you're not in your logical. So you don't feel like if you have no authority at home towards your own kids that come from your DNA. Do you know what that is, huh? Do you know what DNA is? Do you know what it is? That comes from your loins, your body, your sex. You don't have any authority over your own child because what somebody else did. You know what? Pack your sloth bag and your funny buck soup self and your moronic zombie-act mentality, and you get the hell out of America and don't come back. We won't miss you or your stupidity. Or what some people say, miss me with that stupidity. Miss me. Because you have an honor to that child, to raise up that child. Listen, oh man, y'all need to catch this because listen. You raise the child in the way the child should go. Let me say that again so you can hear me. You raise the child in the way that it should go. Now, if somebody try to steer your child off on a different path, when your child come home, you straighten them out. If somebody try to program your child, that's fine. Okay, that's out of my power. I wasn't there at school. I didn't see the memo. I didn't see this. I wasn't there when there was this that happened. Okay. The government say we can't do this. Oh, you can't powder your child. Okay, that's fine. But when you bring that child home, if that child is underneath your roof, they're eating your food, dummy. They're sleeping in your warm bed that you brought for them, dummy. Yeah, I said dummy. They are on your bill, dummy. You drive them places from point A to point Z until they're 18 years old, dummy. You are responsible for that child, because if that child do something or you do something dumb, guess what? You're going to be in the court and the judge is going to judge you, because they're going to say, who is the guardian of the child? Oh, you raise your hand, dummy. Yeah, it was me. Guess what? Mommy, daddy, you are responsible. You, not the programming, not your Apple dumb phone or Apple dumb watch, because you don't watch anyway. Yeah, I said it. Not the dumb TV, not the dumb programming in school, not the wayward computers, not your fast food happy lappy lifestyle. The judge is not going to judge everybody else. They're going to put the mallet down on your big wrinkled funny looking gray forehead. And you got the damn nerve when something happens to that 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12-year-old child, you want to sit here in the gravesite or wherever the hell that happens at and mourn with your black suit on and your wife's black mask. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my God. Then why are you there if you have no responsibility over this child? Wait a minute. Hold the effing phone for a minute here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hell no. Wait. Backtrack on this. You have the nerve, if something happens to your child and they are deleted for some reason or another, you know this for yourself and others. You see it on TV, you see it yourself, your whole family have the nerve to camp around their casket with a black suit on or whatever that y'all wear, whatever makes you comfortable, to cry over your family member or your child, which lets that child, if that child was alive, know, and you know, when you look around the circle, this is that child's responsible family, or people who knew this child, or guardians of this child. You are responsible for this child. So what makes you think when that child's alive and in your house and home, whether they're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, or however old you are, dusty, busty, that you're not responsible for this child. You know what? Oh my. Some people are just happy to be stupid. If you're happy to be stupid, guess what? There are places for you. Oh, y'all not gonna lie. I told you I'm gonna hurt some feelings today. This is gonna be raw and uncut. There's places for you. There was only 2 places. Oh, y'all not gonna like me today. Oh. Go ahead and send a pastor my way, because I debate them every single day. Go ahead. I'm ready for them. Throw some holy water over here. I got something else to throw back, which is truth and facts. Oh yeah, go ahead and try me. Try me. Or some TD bigot. I'm not playing around here. I'm at 0 tolerance. There are 2 places for dumb people. 2 places. And y'all ready? 1, 6 feet under. That's just the raw truth. 6 feet under is the final and ultimate place for people who don't have their head on straight. And guess what? You want to know the second place? Prison. Prison. Being locked behind bars against your freedoms are taken away. Those are 2 places. You ain't got nowhere else to go. There's no alien that's going to come down here and save you, because I wouldn't want. If I was an alien and I see how ridiculous y'all act, and I seen humanity, especially America, I will fly over y'all and keep it moving. I'll say, you know what? Y'all need to go. Y'all, yeah. Woo, I told you. I'm trying to hold back. I'm trying to hold back. The black stallion's starting to kick. It's starting to hit the barn. I hear the black stallion. Boom, boom. Because humanity is dumb, and on the verge of destroying itself for the ignorant ways that what y'all think about is ignorant. Because it goes against nature. It goes against evolution. It goes against life. And I'm going to tell you why I say this. Listen the hell up. When you're a newborn baby, you're innocent. You don't know a thing. You're on the verge of programming. When you're 10 years old, you're starting to get a little bit. When you're 20 years old, you're just discovering how things operate. When you're 30 years old, a little bit of wisdom start kicking in. You start knowing something. Oh, you start having good conversation. When you're 40 years old, oh man, that's you real wisdom, and life start coming. You start knowing some stuff. You can't be fooled anymore. You should be walking with a golden key to existence. 50 years old, you know damn good well. You ought to be leading somebody or someone. You should know how to pass down your thoughts, your ideas, and your information. People should look up to you. When you're 60 years damn old, you have no excuse. None. Don't even come to my face. Honor is earned. It's not going to be given to you. There is no excuse for humanity or the way that we carry ourselves today, or older people to not do their task as ancestors to pass on their information, or to say, well, it's because of white people, it's because of the government, it's because they did this, it's because the pool is closed, it's because I can't take my pills, it's because my medication is running out. No, you're just a natural born bozo, and for 60 years, you did not care. Simple as that. Therefore, it leaves the younger generation to have to defend for themselves. They got to start all over again. They got to learn how to cook and clean. They got to learn how to be wives. They got to learn how to be men. They got to learn. And then y'all want to check this out. You know what another blame is? Social engineering. What? Excuse me? Social engineering. Yeah, I tell you all the time. Yeah, I teach you that social engineering is a part of it, because it is. It is a part of your matrix situation. It is a part of your delusion. It is a part of your sickness in the West. It is. But do I ever tell you to use it as an excuse? Do I ever tell you that your social engineering is why you should give up on your children's future? I had to figure out a way to describe it, because I'm not thinking about your child. I'm thinking about your great trail. Your I can't even say great grandchild. Oh my God. I'm thinking 20, 30, 40 years in the future, where you plant positive seeds today, which are going to blossom tomorrow. You know how dumb we are today? Y'all let this positive seed decrease itself, almost like you start off as gold, then you transform to brass, then from brass to a regular rock or silver, whatever you want to go from there. Then you go to a regular rock to glass, and now your ass is grass. What the hell's wrong with you? How are you going to go from gold to grass when it should be grass to gold? Because you want to know why? You want to, again, fallen damn soldiers. I give no excuses. You ain't got no damn excuse. And listen carefully, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to the interview that I'm gonna give you and upload, because I was talking to this elder, and just listen to him talking about, well, I don't know nothing. I said, what do you watch? What do you listen? What do you see every day? I just watch the news. Oh, what? What? Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put my stupid in it. Wait a minute. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. You've been here 60 something damn years, and you haven't learned that the news isn't the true news. It's not everything that you need to be watching. You haven't learned that they can only give you maybe 5 minutes or 15 minutes clips of what's going on, but they can't tell you the whole story. Bozo. And I'm supposed to sit here and respect you. Okay. And this guy was a brown-skinned guy. So again, it's not against all black people, but this is a brown-skinned guy. So we need to talk about this for a second. For 1 second, then I'm going to go ahead and let this lesson drop. And I'm going to work on that interview for you and let y'all listen. As a black man, he kept saying that, and I'm a black man, and we had resources taken from us, and we were struggling. And, you know, it's the white man, and, you know, we blah, 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 blah. I said, you know what, okay, here I am again, trying to formulate my words to let him know that I still respect him as an older man, but he lost his touch with reality, okay? And let me say, it's like this, all right? I said, if you know that you are at war of some kind, any type of war, period. In battle, in war, okay? When you are in your bunker or when you're out on the field, you're actually out there on the field, and you know the enemy is only, let's just say, several thousand yards away from you. Or you can say several hundred yards away from you. I'm going to say 1,000 yards. And you can almost see them through a super microscope. Okay, you know where you're in, and they don't like you. They're going to wait for an opportunity to pop you if they can. All right, and you're in your area of protection, and again, you're on the other end of the battlefield. There may be times where you can actually sit there and eat something, a ration. There will be times where you can clean your gun. There's times where you can joke about something. You can talk about your wife at home. There's times where y'all may even play cards or whatever you do. There is time where the bullets will stop flying, and it seems like things are at peace, but it's not. You know you need to stay on your P's and Q's. You know, you should know you're not at home. You still got your army fatigue on. You still eating rations, and at any moment the enemy can walk into your barracks or wherever the hell you are and pop you right in the head. So ladies and gentlemen, what the hell do? You prepare. You're always going to watch the enemy. You're going to be careful. You're going to pay attention to what's new. What is their new movements? What's going on over there? What's the activity? What kind of intel or information are we dealing with? You're not going to go to sleep. Again, you're not going to sleep. So in the years that older people have had, 60 years, 70 years, 50 years, for some of us 40 years, whatever. 40 is not really old, but you know what I mean, 50, 60, 70, 80. You need to keep your eyes on what's actually happening in the world. The news ain't going to tell you everything, but you can hear a lot from social media. Y'all listen to my voice right now. You're listening to, AKA, also known as, besides Leon C., you're listening to Morpheus. You hear my voice. I'm dropping dimes on you in golden, important information. Things that the news would never talk about. Most of my audios, they're not going to put it on mainstream. It's too tough. It's too hard to accept. It's like eating on a piece of steak that is very hard to chew. It's difficult. You'll be chewing for a minute just to get that piece of meat down your throat. So therefore, if older people kept their eyes on what's going on in the world, they listened like they were supposed to make sure that their future generation, it's not for them. Now, mind you, they did get selfish. Oh, believe it or not, they did get selfish. Oh, yeah. They didn't think about the future. They thought about themselves. Oh, I want to call it a truce. I want to call it surrender and walk away from trying to defeat the enemy or making a future for my great grandkids. Yeah, I said it right this time. Okay. I messed up the first time. I guess I can give myself one of these. That's okay. I said it better this time, so I fixed it. Anyhow, you know what happened? They stopped looking at the enemy over there. They stopped preparing. They stopped making rations. They stopped cleaning their guns. Listen the hell what I got to say and shut your mouth. Listen. They stopped cleaning their boots and shoes. They stopped folding the flag. They stopped doing it. They stopped preparing and looking around and, looking across the sea and filtering out the strangers and the illegal aliens coming in. They stopped doing it. They stopped focusing on the time and started accepting the delusion of the television that was before them. You got all these newscasters coming to them and like, okay, yeah, I'll accept it. And they're going to give you like 15 to 5 minutes. Yeah, this is happening, but everything's okay, sir. Yeah, this is happening over here in China, but everything's okay. Yeah, this happened over here in Russia. This happened. Everything is fine, but tomorrow's going to rain. It's going to weather, and it's going to be a hailstorm. And you're sitting there like, oh, okay, like a damn zombie with slobber on the side of your mouth. But all the while, the enemy kept moving and encroaching. All the while, other real soldiers are looking at the enemy and trying to tell you, hey, Bubba, look what's happening, Bubba. Watch out, Bubba. You don't be careful, Bubba. Stop looking at the news, Bubba, and pay attention to what you're doing. Clean your rifle, Bubba. Clean out your 9mm, Bubba. You better clean your blade, Bubba, because the war is coming. But guess what the ancestor did? They got comfortable. They start selling out their own culture and their soldiers. Guess what? They start making pacts with the enemy. They start throwing rations over there. Oh, we're going to have peace. We're going to have peace. Peace, finally. The old fogies, your old dusty, busty, lazy 62-year-old, it's not my business. I don't care about the future. It's my island, not yours. I'm not going to be here long anyway. As long as I have my retirement, I'm okay. And guess what happens? One after the other, your ancestor. Here it is. Buckshot over here. Done. Buckshot over there. Okay. He's gone. Buckshot over here. Oh, my. That was nasty. Oh, she's gone. Oh, man. Oh, my God. That was my grandma. Oh, Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, she's gone. Oh, he's gone too. Oh, man. I didn't see that come. I didn't see that coming. Oh, my goodness. I can't. Goodbye. Oh, man. Funeral over here. Funeral. Gone. Pop, pop. Gone. Pop. Done. And guess what? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Only a few good ones, just like in the army. It don't matter. They always say that. Only the few. The few, the proud, and the brave. Okay. Only the few was left. And so what happened to the information? Wait a minute. What happened to the 60 years of experience that should have been passed on to the next generation? What happened to raising women up to be wives, not dolls and sugar babies? What happened to fathers and ancestors of the old men who had some good sense, who played chess in their front room to pass down the idea for men to learn how to hunt and to be men? What happened to them? Gone with the wind. And I guess where us as the younger generation is left? In their mess. There is always a root of the problem. What I'm showing y'all, listen carefully. When I break down church and religion and health and what's going on in your American construct, I am telling you the root of the problem. See, what y'all do is this, and I'm gonna make it clear, and I'm gonna get off this audio. This might debunk a lot of y'all theories in your so-called I am Black Power. Okay, yeah, I got something for you. Okay, and I don't mean this as an attack. Just listen carefully. Listen. We like to talk about the symptoms of a problem, meaning we like to talk about what's going on, and no, there's a fight over here, there's police brutality over there, and all white people are racist, and blah blah blah. We do all this unnecessary symptom stuff that's in between that just bridges nothing but confusion and nonsense. But we never ever try to go to the root of the problem. The roots of every issue that you have, there's always going to be a person standing there. Always going to be somebody who had the baton and they effing dropped it. And then because they failed, they want to blame everybody else. Because one culture fails themselves, they want to blame every other culture. Because one teacher, one pastor, one father and mother didn't do the job right, they want to blame everybody else. The only blame that you ever got and ever had in your entire damn life is that funky, funny looking person in the mirror staring back at you. There is no excuse. Oh, Morpheus, you're full of BS. Okay, then how come a classic car of the 1965 can survive till today? Shut your mouth. You know why? Somebody restored it. Somebody took care of it. Somebody put it in the garage because it was valuable. What about antiques? Oh yeah, let's go there. What about Chinaware? What about antique light bulbs or antique lamps, antique pianos? Okay, huh? What about these cars that's been around since 1950 or something like that, and you see it laid up in a museum or something like that? Why is it still there? Because somebody valued it so much where they wanted to exist today. Why is there refurbishing factories, bozo? Why is there refurbishing for computers too, bozo? Why would somebody go to a historical house and restore it? Because to them or to the country or to anybody else, it's valuable. Why is a Statue of Liberty still standing there all this time, Mr. Smarty Pants? Because it was so important, it was so valuable, it needed to stay there untouched, unmolested, and unbothered through the test of time. So there is no retarded excuse for you to be 50, 60, or even 70 years old and try to say, well, I just could not pass on my information and my knowledge. No, you was a goddamn fallen soldier, and you know it. I have no remorse for the sloth. I have no remorse for lazy people, and I definitely have no remorse for those who want to throw on their responsibility and their accountability towards somebody else in another culture or towards a different power when you are on your own power. You're going to blame the enemy for coming to your barracks and destroying you? That's dumb. You know you are at war. You know you're struggling. Why are you going to get mad at the sniper for sniping you and you know you're at war? You know you are in his target range. You see his crosshairs right in the middle of your dumb looking 4 eyes, and you're going to get mad, or your culture or your kind or your family's going to get upset that you got popped right between your eyes. How stupid does that sound? Your whole idea should be to protect yourself and to do better. Don't be gold to bronze to glass to rock so it can be your ass. You're supposed to be going from grass to gold, not glass as your ass. We make too many excuses, and I'm tired of hearing it. There's one thing for me to hear an excuse from a 20-year-old person. You got it. 30-year-old, you have it as well. 40, well, you might have an excuse here and there. I can understand. I get it. 50, oh, well, you know what? Nah, no excuse for you. There's some exceptions to the rules, but I don't know. I'm not so sure. 60, get the hell out of here. No, sir. No, you flunked. Get the hell out of my classroom. Get out. Get out and don't turn around. You done. You failed me. You failed us. You failed everybody behind you. You messed up. You ain't got nothing else to say to us. You did a boo-boo and you didn't clean it up. So what the younger generation is going to have to do, they're going to have to pick up the pieces. They're going to have to pick up the pieces. A lot of times, and it's going on today, that's why younger people are doing the dumb stuff that they're doing, trying to do self-discovery, trying to understand how the world works. Women are trying to be women, girls trying to be women, boys are trying to be men the wrong way, but they're trying to figure it out on their own, because guess who failed them? Grandma, grandpa jumped over the bridge a long time ago, didn't do their job correctly. So guess where you are? You are in the shadows of their failure. And yes, no, I'm not saying that doesn't, I'm saying no. That does not give you the excuse to just say, well, because they failed, I'm going to be a failure all my life. No, you're supposed to learn from their mistakes and do better. I'm not saying that you now have the right to be unaccountable for your actions. No, I would never say that. I'm saying there's a root of the problem. I'm holding both people accountable. You for making better decisions from their mistakes and realize where they messed up. But they need to be accountable as well for not doing a good job. So nobody escapes accountability, and we are all responsible as we should be. But just know where the problem come from. The whole fact is to learn from a mistake and do better, but we haven't. So after a certain amount of age and time in your life, you still ain't got your act together and you still doing a 9-to-5 job, working around like a damn zombie at 60 years old. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. There are two places for you. Yeah, I told you, y'all not gonna like this, but hey, that's reality. There's only two places for you, and most likely it always leans to the left. I didn't say it, your life did. You made that choice. You don't want to pass down your knowledge and your information. You don't want to be a spokesman for the young people. You don't want to lead nobody nowhere with your 60 or your 70 year of knowledge. Guess what? Goodbye. Goodbye. And it might be goodbye any old damn way. You don't want to blame everybody else. Still talking about white people after 60-something years. And you had 60 years to take care of your culture and your kind. Get the hell out of here. Go sit your butt down somewhere with this nonsense. Always trying to cast the blame on somebody else. But you're the only person who got the kids in your house or your great, I can't put it all together. Great grandkids. Okay. and whatever responsibilities you have 60 years to correct it, and you ain't did it by now, you're done. And it's been happening over and over again. Don't own land, don't own a business, don't own a bank, don't own yourself, and you don't even own your own knowledge, because you don't pass down anything. And guess what? You give nothing but intellectual debt. Thank you, but no thank you for your kind of ignorant love. I know y'all may not like it, but you need to look at it for the way that it is. Sometimes zombies create extra zombies that create offspring as zombies, and therefore we don't know where the virus came from. Duh. There's a seed to everything. I have more coming for you, and I'm going to have to cut this lecture down a little short. I think an hour is long enough. I have more that I could say, but I just can't do it right now because of time, of course. So bear with me, and I'll add more of these audios for you, and I'm going to give you that interview and try to edit it and see what we can do. Until next time, you know who this is. Like it, share it, subscribe it. Why do I got to tell you what you're supposed to do? Social media ain't new. Why you playing? You know you hear it all the time. Like it, share it, or subscribe it. Is your finger too fat? You can't do it?